So I'm currently parked in my driveway as I reflect. This area is a serene area for me. I also want to give a disclaimer that I am next to a road, so there may be some road noise. Also, I'm using my front facing camera and I have trouble for some reason, although I have my camera level. If I'm not looking directly to right where the camera is, but then I'm not able to see myself. So I kind of may work through which view is best as I'm talking. I know you can probably see the trees behind me. You may hear the birds chirp. And for some of the things I'm about to discuss, I need this scenery. I need the peace. For me, October is a month of reflection. Fall, in and of itself, for me, has always been a time to reflect upon the summer, the spring, of not only the current year, but of years past. If you are new, hi, my name is Daisha. I am Daisha. This channel is aside and separate from my main channel, Black Magic Woman, which is a safe space for all, not just beautiful melanated queens, where I discuss affordable beauty, hygiene, and hair care. But as for I am Daisha, here I will be discussing the real and discussing the raw. So if you would like to get to know a little more about the woman behind Black Magic Woman, stay tuned. I have a story time for you. I would like to preface by saying I do speak a little slow. I deal with ADHD, and I've been told in the past that I speak way too fast. So, and that would make me anxious. I came to realize that I was speaking fast. I was trying to speak as fast as my thoughts come, and that was just impossible. So, to ground and calm myself, as well as to ground and calm the population I was previously working with, I've taken to having a more calming therapy, counseling like tone and pace. I may speed it up a bit in editing. I'm not sure yet, because everything I film and everything I share, I just hope to be authentically me. It's never a bad time for a little gloss. I mean, am I wrong? And if you would like to know why my lip gloss is popping, Ruby Kiss, baby, your local hair supply store. So I find myself right now reflecting. My biological father, he had a stroke. I found out last night via Facebook Messenger. His sister, my aunt, she messaged me. And my father, we've been estranged. Not due to anything negative on his behalf or on my behalf. I unfortunately, well, fortunately and fortunately, and it will make sense a little later, and it will make sense as I go on, but I did not hear my father's voice until I was 14 years old. That's when I created my first Facebook. I created my first Facebook at the age of 14, and he'd been searching for me, and not long after creating my Facebook, He searched my name. He told me that he searched for my name on Facebook, MySpace, every single day. So this was back in 2009 when I was 14 years old. And I did not meet my father, biological father, face to face until my 23rd birthday. It has been quite a few years since my biological father and I have spoken. I'm not sure what his situation was. I caught up with his sister last night. I did not even know he was no longer in Washington, D.C., but he had moved to Maryland. I was born in Washington, D.C. myself. We would catch up on Facebook here or there, and he would end a page and create a new page, and his phone would be on, and then his phone would be off, and there came a point in time where I'd reach out and I'd see he'd be online, or he might make a Facebook post, and maybe he's just dropped on and hopped off. He may not have been even logged into Messenger. I'm not for sure, but I knew that Facebook received the post and I did not. And that's not to say my father does not love me. I believe he does inherently love me, and I love and care for him as well. But up to now, at least, we haven't had a chance to truly bond and have a bond. I consider my great uncle who raised me as my daddy. That's the man I grew up to love and adore as my dad. And he is no longer living. So now I'm here trying to find a way of coming from South Carolina to get to Maryland and make connections. The hospital's been calling me. They've been trying to make connections as well about, you know, who is my father's family, who will be there for him, who will support him, and the heart that I have being his child, that I know that he loves me and I love him, even if we're not close, and not out of malice, just out of circumstance. I'm still hoping to make a way for him, to him. He had a procedure yesterday to set a line through his He had a procedure, I'm told, yesterday to set a line through his groin all the way to the left hemisphere of his brain to make a clot smaller and stop the damage of the clot that gave him his stroke. And today he had a procedure where his brain was swelling, and due to that swelling and the skull being affixed, they had to remove a piece of his skull to try to reduce that swelling. His right side of his body has been affected. His speech. And my father is only 57 years old, you guys. He was born in 1972. So I'm here reflecting on all of those years past, as I'm a 30-year-old woman, reflecting on if there's anything I could have done on my end to facilitate a stronger and better relationship. Reflecting on, is there anything he could have done after all those years? Mind you, this is not the reflection I was hoping for today. Vlogtober, I planned to deeply go into my background and kind of dissect and heal for myself my childhood history of CSA and familial incest. You kind of have to censor due to YouTube. It's my goal, or it was my goal originally, to have that start today, October 1st, and continue through my teen and adult years, but I'm going to place that on pause for a moment because that is the initial reflection I wanted to do. And it's the perfect mood. It's cool. I'm in humid South Carolina. The wind is blowing. Where I stay, oh, I absolutely adore the greenery, the trees. I have my sunroof open. The sky is truly a vibe. I guess you have to be one of those people who loves nature and gets it. But being outside and the wind blowing and the quietness yet loud oxymoron of the wind rustling through the leaves, it does something for me. And I'm sorry, or I apologize if you all hear a dog in the background. One of my dogs is on his runner and he is what do they call it? I can't think of it, but like he's very clingy to me. So even him being on his runner and being away from me, although we're both outside, makes him very anxious. So yeah, I do have a half brother. My father does have a son that we've met once so far, but I'm the eldest, so I've been receiving calls with questions and a lot of responsibilities with this man who I don't know. I know he's my father, but I already have a daddy who will go on to glory, will go on to heaven. Because the Bible does tell us, for the dead know nothing. They are in a deep sleep. Yeah, but I do have a father who has his physical body has passed. But as far as my biological father, I love him. I know I have his nose. I know I have features of my mother who passed away when I was 3. I know I have features from him. And not to say, no, I won't say his life is in my hands. His life is in our Creator's. And I have faith that God will see him through. But some of the really big girl decisions, they're on me. So yeah, you all, I did hope to start Vlogtober with some deeply reflective and dark subject matter, but it was things of old, things of past, that I have come a long way of healing. I still have a little way more to go, but between last night and today, change. And isn't that how change goes? Like, change comes out of nowhere. Circumstances in life can come from out of the blue. So, thank you all for listening to some of my sentiments and reflections. No script. I did at least have a script for how I want to speak about, how I am a survivor of CSA. I am a survivor of familial incest. I am a survivor of so much. That's not even the half of it. But that would be for another time. So if you would like to stay tuned for another time, if you've liked anything God had to say, if you've dealt with a family member, a loved one, someone you care for, having a stroke, having a health crisis, and you were the one responsible, what tips, if any, do you have? What words of encouragement do you have? Well, again, I am Daisha, and until next time, I love you. Be blessed.